Hi Libras, and welcome to your July 2022 General Tarot Forecast. This is Sky coming on to talk to you about the month ahead. I hope you're all doing really well. I'm coming on today to deliver some intuitive messages followed by a week-to-week tarot forecast and an extended reading on Patreon. And I'm really excited to be diving into this all for you today. So Libra, this is a beautiful, beautiful month for you. I feel it to be kind of a high point of the year. And while there is something kind of like expensive or kind of hard to go through about the timeline in general, I think that you kind of are standing in a really peaceful place. And I feel you kind of nested, or like you've kind of been in a nest for a long time and you are preparing to take flight, though this may not be happening in July, but there's a preparation for flight coming in now. Okay, you've got the World coming up with the Lovers, with the Six of Swords reversed, kind of saying, okay, we might kind of delay this trip or we might delay this greater movement. But there is some type of major trip or travel or movement of your own experience about to come on. And I think it can be really enjoyable to start to plan that out, or to start to, understand why things are changing or why you need to make a trip or some type of traveling. So I'm also speaking quite symbolically here. It's more like a symbolic kind of trip. It's more like moving away from a restrictive type of thinking or a restrictive type of person. Okay, so here's what I'm feeling, Libra. It's a little bit of a confusing energetic message, but I feel there's like a restrictive kind of figure around you, or a restrictive person perhaps. This might not resonate for all of you, but I need to talk about it for whoever it is going to resonate for. There is a lot of Libra people out there with a sense of restriction, a sense of binding, or a sense of confinement, breaking free or preparing to break free of that. And there's a really, really clear message coming through intuitively about this, Libras. It's like, just stop feeding the black hole that the confinement or restrictive figure has generated. So there's a disconnection coming here for some of you, or there is a redrawing of relationship boundaries happening, and a greater story that you are about to connect to, I feel. Also for those of you with Scorpio placements, as I feel the sign of Scorpio is about to have a major kind of like launch or takeoff or rising from a certain constrictive or just nullified energetic point. So you could still be kind of feeling a little bit gray during this month, Libra, or you could be still kind of feeling like, I don't really know how things are going to work, how I'm going to piece things together. And conflict really is the worst case scenario now. So I recommend if you have like conflict with anybody, or if you have some type of person that you have major conflicting values with, like opposing political views or things like that, like especially things dealing with like culture, economics, politics, money, anything where we have like these doctrines or these ideas about what we think is right, and it really severely clashes with another person. I recommend just to redefine the relationship, or just to go where you are really nurtured. So are you and your ideas nurtured by the current people that you're around? So sometimes what the universe does, and I'm seeing this a lot in my own experience and in a few people that I know, you will have a certain like graduation experience generated for you, for which you need to really understand who's going to come to that, or who's going to be a part of that. And you might kind of be thinking like, who do I like invite to my party? Who do I invite to my house? Who do I rely on or allow into my circle? And you're like maybe making a list of names about who you want to like invite to something. And you're like, whoa, this is really antiquated, or this is really like, is this who I have? Like there could be a feeling of like everybody who you think or you kind of rely on foundationally is like totally in an opposing or juxtaposed like religion to you or viewpoint to you. And that could lead to this hyper self-reliance grid, like self-employment, or being an entrepreneur, or being some type of more isolated, more solitary figure, because what has happened is you're not like in the right group or something, or the group that you've been like born into, or the people that you have been surrounded by are so juxtaposed to you that you don't trust them, or you don't trust the I'm not saying you shouldn't trust them. It's maybe trust isn't the right word. It's just like it's not maybe harmonious. It's like a feeling of people not having your back, or a feeling of people like not really holding you up. And if this doesn't resonate for you, that's wonderful. I hope it doesn't. Okay, I hope it doesn't resonate for you. Check out your sun, moon, rising sign. But I just think this is something where Libra's going through, and they go through a lot of times in their life where, because you're the scales, right, and you have to do a lot of rebalancing and a lot of understanding of like, what values am I wanting to associate with, what types of people are cohesive with me. Okay, and sometimes Libras will kind of put the blindfold on, and what they'll do is they'll develop themselves and just kind of not really move into the right types of relationships or groups. So what could be the solution to this is understanding this, okay, or knowing that this is happening. And this can kind of be like a kind of red flag warning alert for some Libra people, okay, very strong warning here, that, whoa, I've got to like move into a different place, or I've got to start developing real relationships that aren't like two-faced or fake in some way, or just exist because of some type of like a blood tie or family relationship. I'm finding Libras that we have to exist in a very, how can I explain this? It's a very sophisticated familial type of relationship dynamic that we need going into the next few years, especially if you're in the US with the Pluto return, because that's really shifting up family dynamics. On one hand, I don't think estrangements are good. I don't think that falling outs are good. I don't think they have to happen. Okay, I don't think people have to be mean to each other. I don't think that that's ever really warranted. It's better to just kind of withdraw and let there be a sort of knowing that there's a congeniality or an acceptance of who the other person is. That's the best way. But then at the same time, you need to be pursuing maybe inherited family or new wonderful friendships that fit in more with you, so that you have maybe a stake in like people of your own tribe, but then you also haven't like sullied or ruined familial relationships. It's like we really need both. It's a relationship oriented time for you. For the sign of Libra, it's all about relationships now, okay? Especially for those of you who have like money and job and career and health figured out. This is a relationship period, probably for the next 2 years for you. And if you've already kind of gotten it together and you have good relationships in your life, congratulations. It will probably start to give you double the amount of relationships, or double the amount of groups or movements or societies that you can actually connect with in a more meaningful way. Let's talk about your week-to-week Libra. Week 1, 6 of Wands, rooted down by the 5 of Pentacles. Okay. Overconfidence or arrogance leads to poverty now. We've had a big paradigm shift ever since the end of June. And we were in this paradigm where like confidence was everything, okay? And just like having that stature or that posture or that confident tone could win you a lot. Now there has to be substance. And a lot of people who were once in 6 of Wands, I do see kind of devolving into 5 of Pentacles. And we don't want to be mean at all. That combination to me is a little bit mean. So you could be dealing with a mean person, and you want to not sink to their level. So I'm seeing this so much all around me, Libras. I wonder if you're seeing this as well. Comment below and let me know if you're seeing this. But like just people who can't hold themselves back from meanness, or people who can't resist but to have that argument, or can't resist but to like tell them the way things are, quote unquote. And then this leads to just like a general regret for everybody that these arrogant things have been said, or that we're basically slamming our head against a brick wall because the person is so stubborn. It doesn't really matter what we say. We might even like reinforce their beliefs just by being overconfident or over arrogantly expressing our own beliefs. It might just reinforce them. It might not help us at all, and it might just make us fall down to their level. So it's not worth it, you know? So if you have any disputes in the first week, try to just withdraw and understand it as a signal that, okay, maybe this isn't my like tribe where I can just like say and speak however I want. You can do that whenever you want, but maybe that relationship isn't going to stand up if I just express this, okay? And it's just good to know that. Week 2, the Seven of Pentacles rooted down by the World. Beautiful. So the second week kind of shifts things up a little bit. It seems that you're having a moving on in the career. It seems that you're having a change in career. It seems that you are maybe tying up some loose ends and finishing a certain project and maybe a series of projects. So let it be known, Libras, that in the second week, you do have a completion stage or an end phase coming. The World is the archetype of endings, and they're true endings. Okay, they're not like they're not premature endings. They're not unnecessary closures. These are the endings that matter. Try to really keep things copacetic. I think that it's so good just to like have peace in our lives. Oh my gosh, and you are like the sign of peace. Okay, Libra is like the peacekeeper, the peace bringer, and the rebalancer. So I find you to be filtering through things in the second week with the Seven of Pentacles. I think it's a great archetype, like just kind of looking at the Seven of Pentacles, studying the way that that is, and the kind of docile nature of review that is there is a great way to understand what to complete or not here. Week 3, the Page of Pentacles rooted down by the Lovers. Okay, new seeds are being planted, and they're going to generate crossroads. So the seeds that you're planting now in the third week of July are going to bring up new options in your life. So careful with what you start here, because it will kind of be like a paradox. So say, I don't know, just as a hypothetical example, say you wanted to start some type of like church or like religious organization, it will bring up like some amount of paradox with it. So like on one hand, you might get like really devoted people who like love your church, but then you might also get like a lot of people who dissent on it, and a lot of people who think that it's like out of time, or a lot of people who think it's like, 2022 and stuff like that. So be prepared that what we create here in the latter part of July, it can be pretty controversial. It kind of feels like a controversial energy to me, like that which is being planted there. So if you are planting, try to understand how to make it more applicable to like or more universal in nature. Week 4, Five of Cups rooted down by the Six of Swords reversed. Okay, there is a bit of a delay in movement, or there is kind of a breaking away of something, and that's okay. Try to not worry too much about it. I think that so many people by the fourth week of July need to just turn their attention away from the things that aren't working and start, leaning into what does work. Okay, the Six of Swords reversed is about a rite of passage, or about a movement into a certain territory, perhaps delayed or canceled. So this could be a canceled trip. This could be a movement into something that you kind of maybe delay or wait on, and that's supported. You might need more time to get things together. And also keep an eye out on moving too fast or rushing with things. Sometimes to me, Six of Swords reversed is kind of like slow down a little bit. It's not like saying cancel the trip necessarily or stop moving, but reckless rushing doesn't get us too far during this month of July or the coming times in general. So we want to make sure that we don't really have to rush anything. We are getting a lot more paced, and the year of 2023 will slow things down even further to an extent, and that's going to be really helpful for us. It's going to be really healing to be able to move more slowly, to maybe not have as many things on the agenda, and to be able to really sort ourselves and our affairs out. Also, I think pretty much for the month of July, Libras, that just a few hours a day devoted to decompressing, devoted to some type of show that you really love. Like it seems to me to be a good time to like really just enjoy a certain Netflix series, or to enjoy a certain type of entertainment and just like decompress. Like why not like pour yourself a huge pitcher of like lemon water and just decompress and let some of this tired energy just exhale. Okay, let's talk more about exhaling toxic energy in your extended reading, Libras. I hope you enjoyed this. Come check out the Patreon page. It has a lot of wonderful premium content, and it's the way that this channel is possible. So I'll link that below and in the center of your screen. Let's do this extended. Much love. Bye.